that are listed on that page, but they're fellowships of Seventh-day Baptist believing people who are working on creating a church in their area. If you're outside the this particular area, you would want to go to the national web page, which is Seventh Day Baptist .org, I believe. I'll have to look that up for sure to let you know. But look on the internet and look up Seventh Day Baptist Conference or National, and you should be able to find them and their website. And they also have a page that is a church locator page to help you find similar groups and areas. The main thing I can tell you is keeping the Sabbath, I believe personally, is something that we are supposed to do, but it is not a ritual. It is not a formula. And although you can find some articles out on the internet and the web that kind of give you some guidelines as to what other people do, basically keeping the Sabbath is between you and God. It's keeping it holy. It's resting. And of course, if you're in a church or if you're a preacher, then they're going to tell you, and it's going to church. I believe the going to church is an additional part. Yes, it's important to go to church. But for those of you who live in areas that are way too far away from a Seventh-day Baptist church or a Sabbath-keeping church of, what shall I say, a Sabbath-keeping church that is doctrinally sound, you can keep the Sabbath without actually going to a church. Do not recommend that. I believe the going to church part is very, very important for the edifying of the saints, for the building up. I think that being live on Facebook and YouTube and streaming is great, but it's different than actually being there. It's different than actually being present in person. I think of it almost as if you're watching a football game on TV. You're by yourself, no one else in the room. It's fun to watch the football game. It's enjoyable. But it's a whole different experience when you are at the football game. And the crowd, and the noise, and the enthusiasm, and just the spirit of the football game is all around you and permeating you. It's the same with church. You can watch, you can study on your own. Yes, you can. But there is something missing. And I think God, in His wisdom, knew that church was an important thing, that fellowship was an important thing. And, excuse me, we read in the New Testament where it says, forsake not the fellowshipping of yourselves together. We read where it says we need to fellowship. Now, if you look at that word does not necessarily have to mean church, but it probably does in today's world, in today's society. But I do believe it is important. I believe Seventh-day Baptists have many different styles of worship. There are some in America who worship with a maybe a Caribbean accent. There are some who worship with a very traditional style. Remembrance Baptist Church, we sing hymns. We're led by one song leader who stands in front, accompanied by a piano, and we sing from the great old hymns. I know there are other churches that sing with guitars, sing with bands, sing with backup. I know some churches that sing all the modern day praise songs, but that's just style of preference. The main thing is doctrinally, we have a statement of beliefs that we tend to hold to as Seventh-day Baptists, although it in itself is not a dogma. And we believe that the fellowshipping together on the Sabbath is very, very important. That's all for today. And now I will stop this video and we'll see if it did make it to Facebook and to YouTube. And if not, then we'll keep working on those issues. But my plans are, if things work correctly, tomorrow morning, Sabbath morning, we will be streaming live our worship service from the computer at church. Hold my fingers crossed. If not, we will be streaming live as usual through Facebook and Zoom. That is our backup plan. But hopefully we'll have it up on this platform and be able to share our worship service with you. Thank you very much.